When we think of golf, the first thing that comes to mind is mini golf, with windmills and secret hills plotting the end of our mini golf careers. But in the real world, golf is a serious sport, and the legendary talent of players like Tony Finau shows us that it's the real deal. In this video, we're going to take a look at how Tony Finau scored a surprising last-minute win, securing the 3M Open for himself. First up, let's talk about the way Finau seized victory for himself with a late surge in the game. Tony Finau's victory in the 3M Open was something that fans and bookkeepers had been betting on, but when it came to game day, it looked like their predictions may be for naught. Things were down to the wire, but when Finau read that he was the darling of betting circles when it came to winning, he let that pressure push him towards victory. So how did he do this? That's a great question, because the answer lies in following tried and true methods to gain success. Finau played catch-up by shooting a 4 under 67 to win the 3M Open and won it in 3 strokes. This masterclass of talent completely eradicated the 5-stroke deficit with 11 holes remaining, and also succeeded in pushing Scott Piercy out of the lead in the windy TPC Twin Cities tournament. Scott Piercy bungled his lead by bogging 4 out of 6 holes before shooting a triple bogey implosion on the 14th hole. This gave Finau the opening he needed to play his way to victory, overtaking him and other competitors for good. Always the graceful sportsman, Piercy congratulated Finau outside the scoring tent, where it was recorded that Finau had made the largest winning rally in 4 editions of this event. According to Finau himself, he had every hope that he would win and emerge victorious again this season, and the fact that he managed to do so this late in the year when golfers are running out of tournaments to prove their mettle is incredibly satisfying. As a result of his victory, Finau finished 17 under 276. Emerging first, Finau was followed by Sungjae Im and Emiliano Grillo, who tied for second place. The initial leader of the tournament, Piercy, did not live up to his tournament record of a 54-hole score and had to settle for a less than satisfying 76 to tie for 4th place. Ouch. But on the bright side, James Hahn leapt up the scoring board, making a grand total of 65, allowing him to match Piercy and Tom Hodge at the 13 under. We'd call this a glass half empty and half full situation, depending on whether you're Piercy or Hahn. Finau continued to gush about his victory and his role as the underdog in the golfing sports community, highlighting how he's one of the best examples of the effort it takes to seal the deal and rise to victory. The last time Finau placed first was in 2016 and then 2021. Other than that, the golfer's record is mostly made up of 2nd and 3rd place finishes, coming to 10 and 3 of each. That's why he was so proud of his victory on the green, showing how happy he was not only to win, but also have had the opportunity to play against some of the biggest and brightest talents of the golfing world. Finau is reported to have said, "Anytime you win one, it's awesome to get the respect of the guys that you're playing against." Okay, we're gonna cry now. This is way too wholesome. And let's look at the people in Finau's corner, apart from the bookies, of course. They say family is forever, and in Finau's case, that is certainly true. His strongest support, as always, came from his wife and their brood of 5 children. They stayed with him in a rented house next to the course and are always there in person to support him from the tee to the green. There were also a lot of family trips to go fishing and dinners together, and these helped the golfer stay grounded and calm when he didn't need to be alert on the green. For Finau, the roles of husband, father, and friend are some of the most important to him because they help him unwind as he has a good time. That's heartwarming to hear. We don't know how much of this wholesomeness we can take. Also, let's talk about Finau's familial superstitions. A fun fact that we learned about Finau's relationship with his family has some kooky implications on his game. One of the player's superstitions is to write the initials of his wife and kids on his ball to see how they aid his game. Confused? Let us break it down for you. Basically, Finau marks his kids' initials on his ball, cycling through his brood to see how they help him perform. Hey, we're not ones to judge when it comes to superstitions, especially when we would never walk under a ladder. He starts with the names of one of his kids, sees how he performs, and if they aren't up to a certain standard, they're replaced with the name of someone else. But don't worry, guys. Finau isn't some brutal taskmaster because he gives them some time to get used to their new role. But if the performance is shoddy right out of the gate, if it's a lip out and a lip out in a couple of holes, then they have to give their spot up to one of their siblings. Finau quips, "The good thing is I have 5 kids, so usually one of them is working, at least." We have to admit that's kind of funny. Next, Finau's balls. And no, not that way, so get your mind out of the gutter. According to the golfer, his ball of choice is the Pro V1 left dot, which was only released to the public last year as a CPO. This means that this type of ball is designed to meet the certain needs and preferences of a professional player. Super fancy, right? They have a super cool price tag as well, with 3 dozen going for $700 on an online auction site. Yikes, maybe not so cool anymore? So what makes this ball so special? Well, this model is great for players with a high launch and high spin-off tee because its low flying and lesser spinning capacity make it the ideal choice for them. If there are any serious golfers in your family family, maybe this would make a good Christmas gift for them. Finau loves this ball because he's known for the spins he puts on the golf ball when playing. In a lot of ways, it's the most reliable option because he can count on it in almost all kinds of weather. Distance control is a key feature for him, and well, this ball ticks that box for sure. Next up, you thought that he was only superstitious about his family? Well, guess again. Not only does Finau mark his balls with the initials of family members, but he also makes another unique marking of 4 small lines and 1 big line down the middle of the balls. Okay, so maybe this isn't superstition and veers more on the practical side of things. His ball has those lines to help him with alignment, ensuring that he can keep the ball in line with his target and have some sort of visual assistance to know the direction he should be shooting in. If the line rolls end over end, then he knows he's good to go. But if they wobble, well, that's a surefire sign that Finau messed something up with his stroke. Honestly, that's pretty smart. Props to Finau for coming up with this assist. Though the initials keep changing, Finau's lines stay the same, almost like his guiding path toward the final goal of victory. This attitude worked last week, though, because his win at the 3M was not only thanks to all the unconditional support he gets from his family, but also the target aligners he has on his ball. And finally, we can't forget to mention the fact that he's not just a great player, he's a great guy too. In 2016, when playing in Fort Worth, Texas, one of Finau's shots hit a poor spectator on her head. It was so bad that she needed to get stitches. After his round, he went out of his way to find out who she was and showed up at her parents' house with flowers, chocolates, and a get well soon card. Honestly, in a world where people go out of their way to ignore each other, this was a nice gesture on his part. On a larger scale, Finau has also set up the Tony Finau Foundation, which goes towards funding underprivileged kids in Rose Park, the place where he grew up. Every year, Finau visits 6 elementary schools in his old neighborhood and talks about his career to the kids, giving hope to people from underprivileged backgrounds that they too can make their dreams come true regardless of how the odds may seem against them. This is a really nice bolt from the blue and a lovely way to remember your roots. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think about Tony Finau and his 3M win? Do you think he's a golfer to watch out for? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.